So, in my opinion, one of the coolest things that you can do on OnShape is the Revolve tool. So we're going to play around with that a little bit today. First, we're going to start out with a sketch. As always, tell it where to sketch over here on the plane. And we are going to use the line tool to make a sketch. And I'm going to start out with just a triangle. And just a reminder that if I dimension a side and then I go and touch another side before I actually enter the dimension, it's going to think that I want to tell it what angle that should be between those two sides. So I'm going to do that this time. And let's make this an equilateral triangle. So 60 degrees. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. 60 degrees. And automatically we have an equilateral triangle. Fine. Now we are going to use this donut like with a bite out of it looking thing, and I'm going to click on that. That's the Revolve tool. And notice here it says face or sketch regions to revolve. So first you have to tell it what you want to revolve, what the face is. So I'm going to say I want to revolve this equilateral triangle, but then it gives you another command, this red area here. What is the revolve axis? I'm going to select that. And let's see what happens if we revolve around that edge. And it made like a top kind of looking thing. I probably should have asked you to predict what it would look like. Let's undo that. We had an equilateral triangle. And then we revolved around this axis. And what it did is it took this point and this whole triangle and swept it in a circle around this axis. So again, that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, that's what that would do. So that's kind of neat. You can play around with that. Any sketch that you make, or a lot of sketches that you make, if you revolve them, they can, they'll make some interesting shapes. Here's just using the line tool. Let's try to make a cone, and I'm going to sketch on here. Choose my line tool around a cone. So you might think that a cone would be an equilateral triangle revolved. But we just saw what happened. We made a kind of we made a top when we did that. So it's a little counterintuitive. To make a cone, I'm going to make a right triangle. And then accept it and revolve. Tell it what I want to revolve, this right triangle. Now choose what axis I want to revolve around. You might have already guessed. Revolve around that. There we go, we have a cone. Let's look at the front again. So I think this would have worked if I didn't let's undo that. And what if my revolve axis was this? I still have a cone, but kind of a short, flat cone. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You can play around with that. You can take a lot of different shapes. Don't forget that you need to tell it what to revolve and then which edge to revolve around when you make your when you use this tool.